Hi guys, Health Lights. It's the 1st of April. This week, nearly into the second, well, we are into the second week of this lockdown thing that's going on because of the coronavirus, which has left life in general in a bit of a mess at the moment, and pigeon racing too. Don't know what's going on with the pigeons. We're gearing up for racing, but whether we actually race is a different story. We're not allowed to leave our house to train the pigeons, so we're exercising them as much as we can. The old birds are going out twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. We've had a few issues. Yesterday we got hit by the sparrowhawk with the youngsters, and this morning we got hit by the peregrines and the old birds. Well, we got smashed into anyway. At the moment, at this present time, I'm just going to give the young birds a little bit of a feed. As you can see, that's the ounce measurement. We use that for the cocks, but for the youngsters, when it comes to feeding time, we don't really give them a set amount. They can eat as much as they want. So I'll come in. Come on in. Come on in. Oh, come down and sit. I'm just going to put you on pause a sec, guys. Alright guys, we're in the young bird section now. This is most of the 2020 team. We've had a couple of weaned off today, so hopefully they'll pick up eating and drinking pretty quickly. We do hopper feed them, but we do like to get them feeding up the hand as well, as you can see with the babies. Nice and tame. We don't hand rear them just to make them tame. I've seen a couple of channels on YouTube that do that, but they don't really make good racers. These guys get as much as they want twice a day. Once in the morning, we will strict. We will make sure they don't get a massive amount in the morning, because we do let them out. But I'll go through the problems we've had with the hawks in a second. But these guys are pretty much most of the first round. Well, all of the first round. There's some second rounds in here. The ones that are squeaking are mostly second round pigeons. We do, like I said, we do hopper feed them. The younger ones over there, as you can see, over there. That one in the middle, at the back of the feeder, he's been weaned off today, so he's picking up the trough quite nicely. Most of these are lean boars, Koosters, Jansen van der Bosch. We got a Bushart over there, Parkside Superman lines. We just give them the Energy Plus and nothing in their water. They don't need anything in the water, because the nutritional value in the corn is perfectly balanced. Yeah, most of these guys are nice and tame. Some of them are a bit skittish, but you know, you can't make everybody nice and tame. That's a young bird that we weaned off today as well. Hopefully he'll come and eat it out of my hand, but I can't see it. But yeah, this is the most of the young bird team guys we've got. We've probably got about 6 more pigeons to wean off of our own. We're getting 4 sent down by Dal Roderick, Gabby van den Beelies. But yeah, there we go, guys. Come on. I've got 28 pigeons in here, and I've weighed out about 30 ounces, so everybody's going to get a decent amount of food. But yeah, this is pretty much the first round. We've stopped breeding anyway because of the coronavirus. We don't know if racing is going to happen, so we're not breeding so many young ones, because if we don't race, then that leaves us in a bit of a sticky situation with the young birds. We will race them, but it'll be next year, and we won't be breeding any young ones next year, if we don't get to race this year, that is. The young ones' drop-ins are nice and solid, like marbles on the perch there, as you can see. Nice and healthy. Nice solid drop-ins, that's what you want to see anyway. They're not too keen on these pellets we've found, these little green and orange pellets, then they'll leave them till, they will eat them, but they'll leave them till last. So that's pretty much all the young ones, guys. I'll just use that little tub as a stool so I can sit down and chill with the young ones. Like I said, that baby was weaned off today. We keep the straw in there for the night times, but I'll let these guys finish off the rest of the food, and I'll probably give them a bit of a treat afterwards, some canary seed or something like that. I'll just go out and have a bit of a chat, a bit of chinwag. So that's pretty much the team for next year. Well, for this year, if we get to race, that is. But we've got 27 in there, I believe, at the moment, or 28. And we've got a few more coming up as well in the next week or two. So, like I said, we've had a few problems with the hawks. Yesterday we got smacked into by the sparrowhawk with one of the youngsters. We don't use a cage on landing board, so they're free to dwell wherever they want. They can take off if they're ready. And 3 of the babies, which is understandable, they land everywhere. You know what young ones are like. Land on the ridge, and within a split second of them landing, a sparrowhawk smacked into one of them. It didn't land in our garden, it landed in the street. So I ran out the street and booted the sparrowhawk off the pigeon. It done a lot of damage to the young bird. I've sent Jerome Tipplers a video to what the sparrowhawk did, and we think it's done some neurological damage to the pigeon, because it just cannot stand without doing like flips and such. It just cannot stand up straight. It's got a torn open crop, a gash underneath its beak and on top of its head. We're going to give it a couple of days in sick bay. If it doesn't pull through, then it's going to have to be cold. But see, this is the thing with hawks. You've always got to be prepared for hawks. It's just shit, it really is, seeing your birds get torn apart by hawks. This morning with the cocks are very regimental. They will go out, they'll kit nice and tight, they'll exercise for a good 30-45 minutes, and yeah, I let them out, scraped out all the pens, emptied the food out, give them fresh food, looked up, and normally I could see a kit of 19 pigeons or thereabouts. We have got 19 cocks, and they're all split up. There was they look like young birds because they were all flying around singularly. So I knew straight away something had gone wrong, something had happened. A peregrine smashed into them, 100%. Like I said, the cocks are very regimental. They're trained, and they kit very nicely, and they just come in when they land. They're straight in, and the cocks landed in 6s, 2s, and the last cock was about an hour late, so he might have been targeted, chased or whatever. Very spooked, took a while to come in. So we just got to keep our eye out on the sky. We've got a few methods. Well, our only method really. I mean, so we have, that's the ounce measurement for the cocks as well. So I'll whack that in there, feed the cocks in a bit. So we've got rockets. Rockets are not legal. You can use them whatever time of the year you want to. But we use those for a deterrent for the hawks. You don't need to do that with sparrowhawks, because the sparrowhawk cannot catch a pigeon in the air. They're too small. They're not strong enough to carry a pigeon off, and they're probably about the same size as a pigeon. If you've seen yourself before a sparrowhawk attacking a pigeon, it will eat it alive, pretty much, because they cannot carry it off to the nest. Anyway, so we use these for a deterrent for the peregrines. It's not illegal. You can send up a firework any time of the year you want. It's not just for bonfire night. So we do smash a rocket up in the sky. Obviously, we don't point them at peregrines. Even if we did, it would miss anyway. But the loud bang deters the peregrines. So that's what we've been. Well, I didn't do it today because I didn't witness the attack, but I definitely know that we got hit by a peregrine today. But the rest of I had a good clean out in here today as well. We've got all the bits and bobs in here. Most of it's empty. Like these tubs here are just for shakers. We've got the multivitamins there, the mineral powder. In here we've got canary seed for a bit of a treat. It was brewer's yeast, but I emptied that out because it had gone bad. Virkon S, obviously disinfectant. That's like rocking all shit at the moment in the shops. Can't get that anywhere. The Miltons for the drinkers when we sterilise them out. We don't really have many products. We don't use a lot. Like I said, the young birds just have fresh water, and they're trying to bath in that bloody water now. And good food. That's all they get. In regards to feeding, like I said in the previous video, we use Energy Plus for our the main food source, with the young birds as well, and sometimes for the Woodward cocks. Give them a bit of a treat, which is the Sneaky Mix by Versalaga. Very nice, small seed mixture, loads of mung beans in it, safflower seeds, rapeseed, linseed. So we use that as a bit of a treat. In here we have the Superstar by Versalaga as well, but you know that we feed our Energy Plus to the youngsters and the old birds mainly anyway. So it's just a bastard with the hawks. You've just got to keep your eye on the sky all the time. So that's just one of those things, guys. But in regards to racing, we don't know what's going to happen. We're preparing the cocks for racing, but I think after today, especially of what happened today and yesterday, I'm going to keep these young birds in for a couple of days. A lot of them were spooked, so a bit of rest and recuperation is probably needed for those guys. With the Woodward cocks, we'll just keep them in. If racing goes ahead, if we're going to get attacked every day, we're not going to have many cocks left to race, but we don't know what's going to happen with young old bird racing. If it does happen, it will be late and it'll be no good really, because by the time August comes, the old birds are usually falling to bits through the molt, because we fly a natural system. Well, we fly Woodward, but we don't use darkness. You don't use darkness in old birds anyway, but yeah, they'll be falling to bits through the molt, so we'll see what happens. If we knew that old bird racing wasn't going to happen right now, we would chuck the hens back in there with them just to keep them keen, keep them happy. That's the main thing, to keep the cocks happy. If we was racing, say next week, because that's when we're supposed to race, then they'd be getting their hens next weekend. But racing's been put back till the 23rd of May now, so we'll see what happens. I very much doubt we'll get any old bird racing in, but fingers crossed. Really hope that we get some young bird races in, even if it's a few races, 2 or 3 races will do, just for that experience for the transporter, to get them going as old birds. But there we go, guys. I hope everybody's staying safe and only going out for necessities. We're not allowed to train our birds. I'm literally only going out for walking the dogs and shopping, and that's it. But I've got the birds to keep me occupied. My dad hasn't been here. It's awful for my dad, because obviously they're his birds as well, and he can't come down because of this isolation shit. So yeah, I just wish this coronavirus would hurry up and piss off, because it's taking its toll on daily life, isn't it, for everybody. So hope everybody's staying safe. And another thing as well, protect your pigeons at all costs from the hawks, because that's what we do. Nobody is going to help us. The RSPB don't give a shit about us. The general public don't give a shit about us. Nobody, even our patron, the Queen, don't give a shit about pigeon racing. So it's on us to protect our birds. So I'm pretty sure everybody does anyway. So in regards to racing in the USA, I'd like to hear about that. So Peter Raymond, Adrian P, Hams Flight Kitbox, Red Star Lofts, Blessings Lofts, everybody like that. Maybe could shed some light on it. Tipplerman 266 and B-Rod, I know you got homers, you're racing pigeons, so maybe you could shed some light on what's going on. Germ Tipplers in the UK, all my UK friends, Germ Tipplers, High Flyers 18, Skyscraper Lofts, everybody that's in the UK, stay safe. Everybody that's global, stay safe and take good care of yourselves and your birds, and protect your birds, guys. Cheers.